Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Let me introduce myself. My name is Lisda Siti Yuningsih from class A2 Indonesian Language and Literature Education. Here, I am going to presentation about identifying the article education, the use of the SAS or structured analytic synthetic method in learning Indonesian beginning writing for elementary school students by Chandra Dewi, PGRI, Madiun University, chandra@unipma.ac.id. Baik, yang akan saya jelaskan yaitu ada 5 poin. Number 1, introduction. 2, literature review. 3, research method. 4, result and discussion. And 5, conclusion. Oke, kita mulai. Yang pertama ada introduction, yaitu burning issues. Writing is the most difficult language skill. Next, research problem. Teaching writing is not an easy thing. Many elementary school students whose writing skills are still low. There are still many elementary school students who still find it difficult to write. Relevant literature. Supriyadi stated the SAS method is a method that begins teaching by first presenting the sentence structure in its entirety. Then the sentence is analyzed and finally returned to its original form. The aim of the research. This study aims to determine the implementation of the use of the SAS method in learning Indonesian writing at the beginning of elementary school students. Next, number 2, literature review. Menurut Darmiati Zudi and Budiasi, the initial writing activity using the SAS method is carried out through the following steps. 1. The teacher writes a simple sentence. After that, the sentence is read, students copy it. 2. The sentence is described separated into words. After reading, students copy the word as the teacher did. 3. The words in the sentence are broken down into their syllables. After reading, students copy the terms as the teacher does. 4. The syllables are broken down again into their letters. Students copy as the teacher does. 5. After the teacher gives further explanation, the letters are assembled again into syllables. Students do what the teacher does. 6. After all students have finished, the teacher assembles the syllable into words. The students copy. And 7. The words are strung together again so that it becomes a sentence as before. Students do the same as teacher. Number 3, research method. The approach used in this research is a research with a qualitative descriptive approach. Bogdan and Taylor in Mowong define qualitative research as a research procedure that the product descriptive data in the form of written or spoken words from people and observed behavior from phenomena they occur. Data collection. In this study, researchers use data collection techniques by means of observation, documentation, interviews, and tests. In the collection technique using interviews, the researcher chose to conduct in-depth interviews. This aims to collect complex information, most of which contains opinions, attitude, and personal experience. Itu menurut Sulistyo Basuki. Documents used by researcher are in the form of photos, pictures, and data regarding learning to write. The test is used to determine the result of student writing exercise using the SAS method. Next, data analysis. The data analysis techniques was carried out using interactive model data analysis techniques. According to Miles and Huberman, 3 main points of interactive model data analysis are data reduction, data presentation, and conclusion drawing or verification. Next, respondent. This research was conducted at SDN Kedung Putri II, Faron District, Ngawi Regency. The subjects in this study were the principal of SDN Kedung Putri II, grade 3 teacher and grade 3 students at SDN Tanjung Tri, Bendo District, Magetan Regency who experienced mental retardation named Ambarwati. The data search. This study uses primary data and secondary data. Primary data used in the form of transcript of interviews, the effect of the archive storage system of Suara Merdeka newspaper on the use of information retrieval process, and the findings during the research implementation process. While secondary data is data obtained from data collection techniques that support primary data search from books, journal. Number 4. Result and discussion. Research result and discussion on this research will be presented in the form of descriptive of the implementation of the SAS method on beginning writing activities for Class 1 school students basic. In the early stage of research conducted, the researcher is to make observation on the activities learning to write the beginning of the subject's Indonesian in Class 1. Data obtained at the initial observation stage are as follows. 1. Learning preparation activities. 2. Implementation of learning in class. On implementation, learning is divided into 3 activities, namely preliminary activities, core activities, and closing activity. 3. Writing evaluation result. Can be concluded that there are 90% of students have reached the grade complete or reached the KKM score, while 10% of students still have not reached the complete score or still below the KKM value. And last, number 5, conclusion. Based on the implementation of SAS method in Indonesian language subjects to train writing skill in grade 1, students of SDN Tanjung 2, Bendo Subdistrict, Magetan Regency, has been running in accordance with the learning plan as stated in the lesson planning plan. Based on the KKM that has been determined, which is 75, it can be concluded that there are 90% of students who have achieved the complete score or achieved the KKM value. 10% of students still have not achieved the complete score or are still below the KKM score. That's all I can be described. Sorry if there are many mistakes. Thank you. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.